want it, gotta work for that bag. Go get it one day, you can brag.
Artlist.io.
For that bag, go get it one day, you can brag. I say that I have it, you know that I got it. No need to look all in the bag. Stunting like this, cause I work so hard. I'm the best, I only speak facts. In the store, I'm popping them tags. A limited seller with stag. Clout chasing for the cash grab. I don't really want it that bad. If I say that I
What's good, y'all? This is the LoveNThangz podcast where we discuss scenarios about love and things, life and other things. We would love to know how you would handle the story and scenarios that we're going over today. Today, this is a good story. I'm telling you, no mess here today. I'm not serving it on a platter. But we do have a good love story that's actually out here. And I'm actually all for a positive story. We don't always have one, but it's good to see something good. You guys ready for this one?
Ready.
I like your singing there, Kira, every time. So I've been with my husband for 7 years now. We were both pretty messed up mentally when we met, and only 22, but it was love at first sight for us. We struggled together. We grew together. We both worked through our trauma in therapy. We got married and have a beautiful 3-year-old son. My husband is the most loyal, smart, respectful, and funny person I know. We share every aspect of childcare and chores around the house. We never fight about money, although it's always tight because we both still are in college. He is the only person that I trust completely, and I can be my truest self around. We've seen each other at our lowest points in life and our happiest. We're very different in certain aspects of our personality, but we share the same values about everything that truly matters to us. He is not perfect, but neither am I. We fight sometimes, we get caught up in the everyday life and all the stresses that come with it. But I've never in my life known the feeling of constant mutual agreement that things will be okay, that we'll figure it out together no matter what life throws at us. I never feel lonely, scared, or misunderstood around him, and we can always talk things out. I'm so thankful that he is the father of my son and a true role model for what a man can be. I honestly can't imagine spending my life with anyone but him. And I know we're both more than willing to continue working and growing our relationship and family bond. What are your thoughts on my love? Who wants to go first?
I'm happy for them. They sound like a couple that's gonna make it. Praying that they do. They sound like they got it all together and they getting it together, especially for their child, for themselves, mentally, things like that. Communication as always. And it sounds like they have a lot of that going on, a lot of communication going on. So if they could continue that, they'll make it real far.
Right.
Yeah. Jazz, you wanna dive into this one? It's such a positive story.
Right.
Right.
I like I love this for them. Like I love it because
Right.
a lot of times they're still fairly young. They're in high school. I mean, excuse me, not high school. They're in college, and they have so much around them. Because they're young and they know social media, so they around other people. Other things that could be negative, and the internet could be negative and stuff like that. And they just not letting it even get into their relationship, which happens a lot in relationships, even whether you're old or you're young. So the fact that they can keep things together and they got a family and whatever's making them happy, they're doing it, and it's just like they focus on each other and on the baby. It's like almost like a fairy tale. Like let's let them live in their fantasy, their fairy tale, because it's very rare that you even find anything like that, and especially when you're young. Please, I love it.
Yeah. I was actually going to speak about that because she did touch on a lot of the components where we would have probably laced up our sneakers and ran. In the very beginning, it was rough. You hear that? Like, it was like, they went through some mental and emotional things, and I would have been like, therapy, I'm out. Like, you know what I mean? We don't like to be called out on our shit. So it's like, part of us would have been like, nah, what the fuck you talking about? Let me throw these mental issues in a bag and, part ways, because somebody else is going to be accepting of that and deal with our toxicity. She didn't really delve into it. She didn't say what it was, but she did say, I acknowledge the fact that it didn't start off, easy, and that they had growth together. And that's a huge component to me, because that growth, you could, if you're mature enough, you can actually sit there and be like, okay, I'm gonna pick this person apart and poke out everything that I see that is a problem. And that could be very, very, toxic and take a toll on a relationship. They didn't seem like they did that to each other. They basically identified what the problem is, sought out therapy, and then worked on it to the point where they got married and then had a baby. So there were steps that they took that I felt was very mature. for their college
Mm-hmm.
age and, the likeness of what they would go through if they were, a younger individual. I applaud that. I applaud all of that because that is
Right.
very hard to come by. I would say lock him
Yeah,
in a basement and don't let that dude out.
I
Right.
promise you.
Because you just don't find that nowadays. You see men are very set in their ways nowadays, and it's not a hit or miss. It's just a miss and a miss. To
Mm-hmm.
find love like that and actually be able to grow and be able to build something with somebody. There was no I, it was no him, and it's us against them. It's always it in
Hmm.
her
Right.
comments and in her storyline, it was them unified. So I applaud
Right.
that. I applaud that good love. I didn't know what love looked
Yeah.
like, especially a positive relationship. So when I read this, I was like, oh, that's what that looked like.
Right.
Coming together and, solving things that, we facing. That's such a rare thing in a Black
Mm-hmm.
community. But damn, look at
Right.
them go. You know what I mean? Like, look at them actually thriving out here.
Right.
Not bad. I applaud it. I'm with it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because as you said, I done ran away from so many things and so many problems and so many relationships. So I'm just like, look, if it ain't this way or that way, I'm gone or whatever.
Right.
And another thing, keep people out of your relationships, keep people out of your business. That'll
Yeah.
definitely take your relationship a long way also. Or whatever.
Yeah.
Don't fall victim to the girlfriend with the gossiping and I seen this and I saw that, things like that. Um that definitely plays a major part in when people see you happy or whatever and they
Yeah.
see
No.
you
No.
doing
No. Yeah. I see
right.
people just in
So
relationships, they happy because the
it,
person that could be happy, and I can see people just coming to my like destroy the relationship. Like I never got that. I
right,
never got the type of thing. Like I could have the worst relationship. I never thought about let me go over and destroy my friend's relationship. That's weird to me. Like
right,
that I
Mhm.
never my mind don't go that far into being toxic. Like I don't even know how to necessarily be toxic. I don't think I'm toxic, but to be like, you know what? I had piece of shit man, and they ain't this and they ain't that. Da, da, da. My friend looks real happy in her relationship and her marriage. Let me go over there and mess that up for them. I don't get that.
right,
Like that's weird to
See,
me. Like
that is
right.
I want my
weird.
friend to be happy. I want to be happy because I'm not happy. I want her to experience what happiness is. I don't get that. Like
Exactly.
so, if they can
Even
keep their relationship together, keep it private, is what you want when you marry and then you have a relationship. You want your girlfriend like, girl, I love him so much, and da da da
Right.
da. I gotta be like, I can't tell this because she gonna be like, well, he gonna mess up eventually, type of shit, or like, oh, cause all
Hmm.
men da da da. So it's like, yeah, keep people out your relationship because it's messed up. It really is, but I love it.
Right.
I love
Yeah.
one thing that I really like that she acknowledged that they weren't perfect, and the fact that they had different personalities. So when you
it.
hear
Right,
something like that, you like they night and day, like that's not gonna work out because she's set in her way, he's set in his
right.
way. But she said she never feel lonely about that she's by herself or
Mm,
scared or misunderstood to be around. That's really hard to build a relationship and not have and have those components, not have them. To have those components is really hard because you could always be like in a relationship and be with somebody and still feel lonely because you're in the same house, but you
oh
don't want to have
God,
a conversation with each other, or you don't want to
Hmm.
have, the
I
discussion
hear.
because it may lead to a fight or, worst case scenario, a brawl. Like, you know what I mean? So it seems like she's very open and she's open her heart to him and
Mm-hmm.
he's open her heart to them and they have one common goal, and that's their son. So they addressed all of the issues
Mm-hmm.
that they had before they even had their child, even though that nothing's perfect because still said they have fights sometimes and they get caught up in
Right.
everyday life and things that come
Right.
stress that come with it, which probably is the financial component because they're still young and they're still trying to figure out their financial
Get
things.
out.
So you think as
Right.
an adult with financial stance and everything that we'd be able to like jump right into a relationship and be like everything's perfect, but finances is actually one of the financial component is one of the most number one reasons for separation and a divorce. So even
Right.
adults don't get that component. So I
Mm,
commend the younger generation for actually being in a relationship and committing. They love situationships. So hearing that these people
Hmm.
met each other and they, sought each other and, we're going to correct and heal. That's a great thing.
mm-hmm.
Hearing that your
Right.
mate isn't perfect, what you guys would have did with that? Like if you were in this scenario, and I mean early on as well as the growth, your mate comes to you and tell you, "Oh well, I noticed that we got these issues. We going to therapy. Y'all going to know?"
Oh,
Oh
I'm
hell
definitely
yeah.
going to therapy.
I'm flying. I meet you there. Matter of fact, I'm gonna beat you there. I'm gonna catch the bus and you gonna drive. I'm gonna still beat you there. I'm gonna go
For
because,
real.
like I said, like I don't want to talk about my personal relationships, but go back to that. I've went through the thing like, okay, we having problems, da, 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 da. Let's go to therapy. Okay, we're gonna go to therapy. And I go, they don't go. They don't want to go together. It was like, that's weird. Or they like, I don't
Yeah.
want to go to damn therapy because for what? I feel like you like think like the relationship is it's good, but in my mind, like, baby, I'm already leaving. You want to go to therapy to fix this? And we can't fix it by communicating and talking and trying to work things out. Yeah, deuces, I'm out. I'm done. So therapy, I'm all for therapy and communication. And when you're in therapy, you definitely communicate. Like I want to talk about it. I want to figure this out because I want you. You're my person. I don't want something small or big or whatever to break us up. Let's go.
Right,
I'm
right.
flying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially if this is what I want for the rest of our lives.
Right.
I'm definitely going to therapy. So yeah,
Right.
we need to see what the problem is with us, not with just you and not with
Right.
just me, with us. How can we fix this
Right.
so it don't break us apart or whatever, and it won't distance us? And like Ty said, you could be in a relationship and living in a house with a person and be lonely as hell or
I
whatever.
agree.
Yeah.
I've done
Agree.
that, lonely as hell in a relationship. Like,
Mhm.
how the hell does that go or
Yeah, I
Right.
can
whatever?
say how it
Yeah.
go. I can definitely say how that go, but that's another story for another day.
Yeah. Yeah.
This girl, who child? But
Yep.
yeah,
Communication is, oh my God, a lot of people don't know how much communication is so freaking important. To
Yeah.
just
It is.
talk, talk to me, tell me, don't be having this attitude towards me, lingering around
right,
over your head, over my head or whatever. And then when it comes to the end, it's just like, oh, F you, and I don't want to be bothered with it no more, when we could have solved this little problem
right.
Right. Yeah.
or
Yeah. You know what I also
whatever.
And-
think? I think that relationships, when you ever say, to your black mate or just any of your people, like, oh, we're going to therapy. I think therapy is such a taboo in the black community.
It
It's
is.
like, why you going to
It
Right,
go
is.
cry on somebody else's shoulder and tell them what's going on in your life? You should never have to do that. And I'm like, yes, you need that. Like, you need an
right,
outlet because everything I do is, it may not be perfect, but I don't want to hear that from my mate either. You know what I mean? I don't want my
right.
Right,
mate picking me apart and telling me everything that's wrong with me. There's a part of it that's honest, and it's honest communication is the delivery that may need to be tactful. And if you don't
right,
want me to build up resentment and kind of the distrust and start losing that in you, then you're gonna have to be tactful in your delivery of saying, you know what, baby, you're not right in everything you do. And this is why I think that
right,
it
Right.
takes a level of knowledge and expertise on how to do it, where even a therapist sometimes tread lightly on that. But, I would
Mhm.
probably respect them more if they came out and told me something like that, a mate meeting or, anybody in my
right,
life, be matter factual with your delivery, but don't be hurtful with your delivery. Cause then you might
right.
just lose my interest altogether. You say, come to me and you say, you need to go to therapy because it's a you issue. I'm gonna be under attack. I'm like, I'm gonna start insulting all your characteristic traits. I'm gonna start trying to go
Yeah, you
into
don't want to do
everything that
that.
I can't stand
Right,
about you and that little thing you do with your teeth after you eat, or when you eat, or
right,
when you talking or whatever. I'm gonna just pick away everything. If you play with your eyebrows too long or your eyelashes, I'm like, oh, you real feminine with some of your things you do. Like, I don't care anything to insult the dude because I'm like, he ain't gonna be coming for my neck and me insulting me with
right,
therapy. But
Right,
that's because we look at therapy as so taboo that we like, who want to tell me I'm right and wrong? How dare they? Like,
right.
immediately we're like, where they at? Like,
See, like
right.
in my relationships, I like I'm gonna say last. It's only been like three. The last two, I didn't know where I fell at. Like I didn't know my flaws were, so I want them to tell
mm,
me.
yeah.
So one was like, I don't even know what happened with that one. And then, oh God, it's such a blur. Both of them such a blur. And the last one was like, okay, I'm gonna learn from the last relationship. Let me ask these same questions. And I want to be this man so bad. I want us to go through everything, not necessarily pick each other apart, but go through everything that we have issues with. So I'm like,
Hmm.
okay, tell me where I messed up at, where you see, blah, blah, where I'm flawed at. Because I know for a fact I am flawed. But the last man didn't tell me. So you tell me this time so I can fix this if you want us to fix us. No, I ain't
Right,
telling you again.
right,
What do you mean? What do you mean telling me again? When did you ever tell me that it was an issue? And it was a back and forth about, oh, I told you. The argument was never what you told me, it was the fact that if you told me or not. I'm like, whether you told me or not, let's go over this again. And you tell me again. I ain't telling you nothing.
right.
So that's weird to me. So we get in therapy, and then it was almost like You were taking a shot at me when you did almost say something. It was like, it wasn't coming from a place of saving a relationship or love. It was coming from you taking shots at me. And I was like, wait, we got to back this up because now I feel like you're attacking me. And I don't want to be a victim of anything. I want this to be healthy. I want you to say, okay, babe, this is why when you fall short at, I felt it was like, this you fall short at. Bitch, you ain't shit. It was like something to that degree. It wasn't that, but it was like, huh? Wait. It was the tone, it was the delivery, and it was, I was saying we're trying to be funny.
And
it was
that's a
like,
fight.
wait,
That means he want me to go
yes,
outside and
I
knock
don't
him
want to
upside
do
the head
that.
with a fucking
Right.
brick.
I'm like, let's back this up because if you want to go there,
That's
we
the
could definitely
game.
go there. But I didn't. My thing was he said something, and when he said something, it wasn't even about what my flaw is. It was, I want to help you in a certain aspect. I want to in a certain area. Is this what the issue can be with you? Like, do you think that's what it is? It was like
Ooh.
he felt that as being attacked. I was like, no, I'm not attacking you. It was like, well, basically, like, well, bitch, let's talk about this. And he brought up a trauma in my life. It was like, wait,
Mm,
no. How did we even get here? And I shut down
right.
before. I shut down. It was like, that came from a place of hatred or a place of hurt. That
Yes.
had probably had
Mhm.
nothing to do with me, but it came from you know how to communicate.
Yep.
You led with I'm gonna attack the shit out of this girl instead of
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna tell you what this is. It might be whatever. You went right straight for the jugular. It was like, damn, I know for a fact I didn't attack you. After you had an issue with something, I came with love. I was like, well, you think it might be that, or maybe
Yeah,
think you might need
yeah.
therapy for this, or maybe you don't want to tell me something that's going on in your life. You could tell a therapist. It was,
Mm-hmm.
bitch, what about this happened to you? I was like,
Oh.
wait, it was a trauma. I was like, no. That wasn't even, first of all, the thing that traumatized me had nothing to even do with what we were talking about.
Yeah.
So
That's how
now
I was thinking
I
about
knew.
intentions, people's intentions.
Yep.
You
Right.
got to know a person's intentions to be like, okay, they're going to think of the best thing for me or the worst thing for me and lead with that because that's the part that's a little hard. Like you said it,
Yeah.
like when you sat down in that chair, he got real comfortable in front of another motherfucker when he sat down in that chair. I'm
Mhm.
like, oh no, you don't gonna put my business on jump street like that. Like you better be
And it was
tactful when you
right.
make that
And my
sentence.
thing was, like I said, I came at him with love. It was like, because my thing, we never went to therapy. We supposed to have went, and it went somewhere else. It's a whole nother story for another day. But it was like, do you think that we can fix it by going to therapy? Because I don't think that I don't know if my approach is right. I'm being soft with you. I don't know if I need to be hard with you. I don't know how to do this. I'm not professional. I got ways of, talking to people and they can open up to me, but you're not opening up to me. And I want to know why something happened.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
think this happened? You
Right.
think that happened? And he was like, oh no. Instead of him saying, you know what? Maybe I do need to speak to a therapist because I don't know how to speak to you or say it to you. Maybe something traumatizing. I said that to him. I said, maybe something traumatizing that happened to you that you don't want to say it to me. So maybe if you go to
Right.
therapy on your own at first and then we go together, maybe you can fix it that way. It was like, well, maybe you need to go because da 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 da. And it was like, basically like, bitch. At the end, he ain't say it, but it was like, bitch, take that. It was like,
Yeah, like
wait a
in
minute.
your face. Kind of like that in
Yeah.
your
But it
face
wasn't,
statement.
it was like, what the fuck? And I shut down. I said, because it's gonna go either two ways. I'm gonna hurt you or I'm gonna motherfucking hurt you.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna walk
Yeah.
off because I'm not violent. Everybody know me. No, I am very much loving. I can't stand violence no way, shape, or form. But I
I would have been
felt
on the phone with brothers
violent.
and cousins. I
See,
would have been
Get
outside the
on your
no,
therapist's
but you know
office
way.
what?
like, where y'all
That
at?
went
When
back
y'all
to
pulling up?
right. No, you know
For
what?
real.
No, that went back to I want people in my business, in my relationship.
Right.
That's what back to.
Right.
I still would, and the part was I still tried to figure you out while you was hurting me, and I learned that was messed up.
Yeah.
How am I flaw? How can I fix this? But when he try to point out the flaw, it was like he was throwing shit at me. It was like, no. I just asked you how to fix this, and what do I fall short? And I ain't telling you shit. So how
It
you expect me
sound
to
like
fix this? Yeah.
he didn't want it to be fixed. It sounded like he wanted to
Mm-hmm.
get out of the relationship. And it
Yep.
sounded like as soon as you said therapy to fix this, he was like, oh no, I don't want to fix it. So let me throw this at you or whatever. Instead of being the man and say, you know what? Yeah, this is a done deal.
Yeah,
This ain't
I
gonna
was
work
like,
for us. Like, let's just go our separate ways or whatever. Instead of trying to fix this, but you went for the, like you said, you went for the juggler. You bringing up trauma and you throwing
and
stuff
it
up
was
in
like
my
that. I did
face.
not. Right. It was like I didn't even. First of all, the two subjects was that the trauma, and then when we were talking about trying to fix things had nothing to do with each other. It was like you came from a place of hatred. You
Yeah,
you
yeah.
went down in your evil bag and pulled that shit out. It was like,
Yeah.
where that come from? But again, that should be coming from somewhere else. I must have hit a nerve when I said, well, maybe it's this and maybe it's that. I want to help you. I struck a nerve, not to hurt him. It was like, oh shit, she's gonna figure me out. Oh shit,
Yeah.
maybe I do need that. And you have never had a person speak from you to you from a place of love. That's why you came at me with from a place of hatred.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I was
Right.
like,
You know,
damn.
I was about to say that. I was gonna say, whenever you meet like anybody, and I'm sorry, I was told that this was a test because I've been in therapy and I've been in therapy for years. I'm always trying to constantly try to fix this bitch because I know I'm
Right.
broken. Okay, I know I'm
Right.
broken. Pasthood traumas, love, relationships, you name it. I've been in this world and I've been living. So, I
Right.
got a lot of scars on my knees. They say your childhood wasn't good if you ain't got no scars on your knees. I got plenty of
Right.
scars on my knees,
Right.
in my elbow, in my head, in my, you know what I mean? Like you name them, you want me to
Yeah.
point them out to you because I can show them all. But my therapist book is probably a lot thicker than what need be. But I got to tell you, like, so when
Right.
I went to therapy, it was funny. She identified something very quickly with me, and I was just like, wow. So she said to me, if you ask a person what's their favorite fruit, it tells them a lot about them. And I was like, wow, what is that? What does that mean? Like, so if you ask somebody, now listen to this. And I was like, ooh. So, and this is probably like you could do this with anybody that you meet. Ask them what their favorite fruit is.
Okay.
Ask them what their favorite fruit is. If they ever say a tomato or something that borderlines a fruit that's really a vegetable, they're a complex person. They're very hard to get to know, to read, because they're going to be closed off. Anybody tell you the answer of tomato, cucumber, anything that veers off, that's not really a fruit, but they just basically giving you an answer because it's, whatever. They're not really invested. So if they tell you tomato, you're not going to be able to read them. You're not going to get a good read on them. If they tell you an apple, that means that they're sweet, but they could be hard to the core. Because what is an apple? And it's a very hard fruit. You have to bite into it. You have to really invest and chew it in order to get to it and really be like it. If they tell you orange, they tell you a banana, certain fruit are soft. So they basically have this softness to them. They have this thing that's vulnerable to them. So immediately when she asked me what was my favorite fruit, I said a plum. A plum is tart. She told me I was a direct person. Like you direct, you straight to the point. She said, I could tell you right now, you said a plum. Plum is a complex fruit. She said, even though it's on a fruit, it is a fruit. It has a softness to it, but it's a lot of hardness that's around it. Because when you bite into a plum, if it's not ripe, it is a tart taste to it, but it also has like a hard core outside of it that you have to break through with your teeth. Really make sure you penetrate good. And she said, but that's how you are as a person. And she said, I could tell you immediately the tartness of it, you're direct. She said, you pick that fruit. And I was like, oh, she a direct person. She about to hurt my feelings. And she said it. She said, I could pick you apart just based on these things that I know about what a plum is. And she said, so if you ever sit back and you talk to a person, you want to get to know them, you ask them what their likes and dislikes is. But before you even go into like their personality traits, because they could lie to you, they could tell you a bunch of bullshit. But ask them what their favorite fruit is. What's your favorite fruit?
I'm asking that question too, but I'm on the pineapple. I want to know what the hell she said about the pineapple.
Yeah, I was just about to say pineapple.
Rigid. Oh, rigid. But the sweetness inside, it takes a while to get the sweetness. You're a sweet person, but the rigid outside means that you have complex relationships and you pick things apart a little bit, but you still have a sweetness inside. And she said the tartness of a pineapple could be perceived as you may be sweet, but you have a tartness to you, meaning that you may, at sometimes when approached at the wrong time, you could be very sharp. So there you are. So yeah, it's so crazy because my daughter loves pineapple, and I was like, "What does that mean? What does this mean?" And then she always try to like give me, I guess, like the comparison of my me being a plum and my daughter being a pineapple because she's a Sagittarius and I'm a Leo. Both fire. Okay, we about that both fire. So I'm like, she tells me all the time. She's like, that's why y'all competitive. Because your daughter has a soft and sweet side to her, but you'll never meet that sweet side of her because she's never going to expose that to you. She letting you see the spikes right now because there's that conflict of, I am who I am and I'm strong in my stance and I'm going to show and prove to you first before she shows me that softness and that sweet side of her. And I'm like, I get it. But there you go, fruit. And I'm like, it's so easy and simple of a logic. But I was like, I would never think that fruit meant something.
I was just gonna say it makes so much sense, especially when you said the cucumber and the tomato complex. Because who the hell gonna say, "Oh, I like cucumbers and tomatoes. That's my fruit."
as my
Like
fruit.
seriously,
And I'm like,
like,
Yeah,
not
I'm thinking
anybody,
that.
and not everybody look at a tomato and a cucumber. You're like, that's a vegetable.
Yeah.
exactly. So you're being difficult, and I
Yep.
ain't got the time or the patience to be playing games with you.
Right, right.
I gotta call people after this and be like, "What's your favorite fruit and vegetable?"
Oh, that's
And
Right.
I've
Facebook.
done it with a couple of people that's my friends that I'm like, "What's your favorite fruit?" And they like strawberry, and I'm
Mm.
like, "Oh, you picky." Like, because now I know the correlation of like all the fruits and what they mean, and
Right.
I'm like, "Oh,
Mhm.
I gotta go with the fruit, aspect when I first meet people because I'm like, I want to know who I'm meeting if they sincere up front." But that's the hard part. She said that's where it gets a little bit more complex because if you say they're fruit and you just go based on their fruit, you just know their characteristics, but you don't know necessarily if they're sincere or not. So there's a whole different test that you do for sincerity. I'll say that for
Yeah,
a future podcast. But yeah, that to me, when I hear therapy, I want us to know what someone's intention of that therapy is. Are you going to just heal me or you want to go heal us? Or we both want to go walk out and be like, oh, that was a great session. Well, if you're going to hear my story, then start rolling your eyes up in my head and then throwing it in my face in the future, that's ill intentions. That doesn't show me that you
right,
have good intentions. So she got a lot of trust and respect for him because she let him in day one. It seems like they identify what their issues are, and I applaud that. But I'm still like, I'm skeptical because I lived in this world for a long time. It's take a while for somebody
right.
to break me into
Right.
that
Right.
that type
That's
of
why I
let's
say
go to
they're
therapy
young.
conversation, huh?
Right.
Right. Because when you say their age, I'm like, they're still young. They still got to figure it out. They're gonna still,
Yeah,
Right. Right.
But I wish, like
yeah,
I said, I wish them the best because they really did.
Right.
They've been together this long, so yeah.
yes, absolutely. I applaud them for that because that's really
Hmm.
hard, especially relationships nowadays. I'm surprised they didn't start this situation. Maybe they did start as a situationship and it grew to be something more. I don't really know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I would love to ask that question because the Gen Z, they love to have like their situationships and let's see where this go type of conversations.
Right.
Right.
So I'm curious to that regard, like, I think we were the same way when we were in our 20s. We liked situationships too that led to relationships. I'm like, okay, you're pretty good at this. Let me just keep them
Right.
around type of situations,
Um,
right?
Right.
no, I mean, like the fool I am, I was always like, oh, I have to find this one man, and I can never, because I'm such a sucker for love. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna use that word, sucker for
Yeah.
love.
You was
If
you wasn't looking for a situationship. You just went straight for I need my prince.
tightened up my kids. Like, no. First of all, I had them young, in my 20s. So that's anyway, that was a shit show. But once everything, whatever happened. No, like a fool. I never, because I'm such a, oh my God, my mother presented me with being a wife. And that was a bad thing to
Oh,
me. It was like
yeah.
this one man, this one man, this woman. I'm just like, you led me down the path of BS, Patricia, because guess what? I'm trying to be this one man. This man also likes men and multiple women. But that's another story for another
Oh,
subject.
wow. Yeah, yeah.
So thanks a lot, mom. But yeah, I was like, oh, relationship here, and then it didn't work out. I moved on to the next one, and I was like, after a while, like they say, you keep doing something over and over again, expecting different results. It's insanity. So I think I was
Yeah.
quite a bit insane. Quite a bit
Yeah.
insane. I'm still like that to this day, though.
Mm.
I couldn't even be a hoe. Like I ain't get really good chance to be a hoe. Dang. So
I
I
yeah,
would
gotta
say
tell you, I did step out there in these streets. I've had
I want
complex
to be like,
relationships and I've had loyal relationships. It's so
right,
crazy. Let me roll that back because I have never been faithful to one person I've been in a relationship with, and that's toxic as fuck. I'm in therapy for a reason, okay? I'm
like
definitely
me.
in therapy for a reason because I feel as soon as I feel like this ain't what I want, I'm off. Like I
I'm
will put
out.
my sneakers stay laced. I'm actually they may be Velcro. I ain't even got lace no more. They just Velcro on
Right.
like space boots. Like I fly off into I'm somewhere else, and I'd
Not
rather
me.
be by myself and know that I'm not committed to anybody and just be in situationships or be in a thing where I'm like, okay, I got somebody I could call if I want to go have dinner. I have somebody and they don't have to pay. I mean, I could pay for my own food. It's not for that
Right.
purpose. It's just so the companionship is there and I don't start to feel lonely. But I want options. I want to see what my options out there before I make a choice. I'm not looking for a husband necessarily. I don't need a husband necessarily. And it's not because of independency or anything like that. It's
Right.
just the fact that I feel like I'm strong within my own stance that I don't need nobody. I know that's terrible,
I'm
but
opposite. Oh my God. I'm gonna be like you. I'm gonna be like you.
I'm so like let's see what he got to offer. Door number 1. And then I go behind door 1. I'm like, oh, door 1 ain't it. And then I was like, door number 3. Oh, door number 3 ain't it. And I'm off again. I'm like, I don't know. It's something about not sticking or staying true to like that individual, because I know that people shady and can change up on you real quick. So I'm always conscious of that. But I want to say I'm adventurous when it comes to relationship. I don't need to be tied down to anybody. My mother tried to paint that picket fence, but I saw her get played like a fiddle every 5 minutes with my father. So I was like, ain't no fucking way. So I've actually adapted this hardness. I've adapted this hardness where I'm like, I ain't no way no nigga gonna have me sitting in the bed crying in the middle of the night. Ain't no way I'm gonna be begging a nigga to come home. Ain't no way. So I'm so opposite. My sister hates that about me because I give less effort. She's like, you don't even put makeup on, you don't even try. And niggas be ready to throw their life down the line and put a ring on your finger. And I don't even understand, because they sense that. They sense that I don't want the commitment. And men love things that they want, but they can't have. Men love that. I don't know why. But I'm like, I ain't interested. And it's like, I'm an independent woman. I don't need nobody. I need somebody. And I know and I acknowledge that I need somebody. I just want them on my terms that I want them. That's a problem too.
About it. I'm there at this
because
point.
once I feel you don't serve a purpose, I'm out again. I'm like, that was nice,
Girl,
and I'm gone. Like, they stay laced. I told you, Velcroed up. They may have Gorilla Glue on the Velcro. Like, I don't know.
Let's make this work. We're gonna figure this out. And it may be sticking around for it, but I guess the back of their mind, in some instances, they're like, girl, bye, I'm out of here. I'm on to the next bitch. And I'm like, and I'm sitting here hurt, and I'm laying here like, damn, question myself, and like, damn, was it me? They leave me with, with nothing. Like literally with nothing, and in my mind, like, what the hell happened? So I got no clear answer on to what my problem is. But one person told me, actually 2 people told me, a man and a woman. One person said that I'm a giver. I'm too much of a giver, to the point where I give so much that I'm depleted. I am left with nothing. A person can take, they see how how loving you are, how nurturing you are, how I like to help people, and they take advantage of that. And that's where the love is, the people that are love and survival coming in at. Like, you'll see a person that's in dire straits that needs you, and you will run for this person. And instead of them saying, Jess, I'm thankful, how can I return a favor, or whatever the case is, they be like, I'm going to use this bitch because I can't use her no more.
Right. Then, that's bad. You got to know when to get out of that.
And it's crazy. Right. So that's and then one guy told me, he said, and he was like, in one relationship I was in, and I tried everything in my power. I said, therapy, let's do this, let's do that, And he was a man, he was my friend. He said, Jess, I'm gonna be real with you. And I'm like, tell me, where my flaw at? He said, baby, it ain't even you. And I said, what you mean? Just tell me what you mean, not me. He was like, you're looking for an answer that's probably not even there. I said, what you mean it's not there? I'm flawed. He said, I'm telling you from my point of view, how I've been on you all these years. He said that you like a fucking unicorn. I'm like, what do you mean a unicorn? He said that you ain't never. And I'm like, are you just saying this because you're my friend? I said, I want you to be real with me. He said, no, I'm telling you for a reason. He said, you were too good for that man. That's why he ran. I said, I'm not too good for nobody. He said, Jeff, this is what I'm telling you. He said, I've been on you for years. And when I tell you got a wife written all over you, he said, it's all over you. And I understand how you let a nigga play in your face like that. I'll be so want to punch you in your face. He said, because the reason why he mad, the reason why that man running and he don't want to do this, he don't want to do that with you, not because you ain't good enough. He said, you're too good. And I was like, I need him to break it down. I said, what do you mean? I said, I have flaws. He said, to me, you don't. And I said, no, tell me. He said, you emotional as shit. So you can't see emotional. That could be a flaw. He said, you give too much. And that could be a thing too. With damn, Jazz, you been a fool. Yeah. He said, that's a good thing. He said, but you are too good for that man. That's why he ran. He don't know what the fuck to do with you. He said, he don't know what to do with you. He said, that man ran because he like, you a unicorn. Where you even come from? You don't even exist. And I laughed so hard. He said, my nigga, I'm serious. He said, I've been on you all these years. He said, you got a wife all over you. He said, I'm being real with you. That man ran because he don't know what to do with you. He said, you are too good for him. And I was like, I felt like, I ain't too good for nobody. He said, Jess, I'm telling you. And I told my sister, she was like, think about it, that's a man who's telling you this. I said, I take men's opinion for everything. That's why, on other podcasts, I'm like, well, tell me this and tell me that. Tell me why I fall short at And she was like, that man telling you that for a reason. He said, what you got the lie for? She said, what we got the lie for?
Well, he's somebody
because
you trust and respect too. So that's a big
yeah,
difference.
I
When
can
somebody
Right.
love
understand
and
that.
respect you and you got a friendship, and I always say that I got a lot of male friends too. And they'll tell me, they'll call me out. They're like, "Ty, why you so hard? Bitch,
Mhm.
lighten up." And I'll be like, "Nah, that's who I am." They be like, "Damn, you more
Hmm.
thugged than I am." And I'm like, "Oh, thugged out all day till the day I die." But you know, like because
Right,
I'm
right,
not
right.
soft and I'm not the vulnerable. He like, man, I never forget one of my male friends, Daryl. If you out there, shout out to Daryl. He looked me in my face. He be like, "Girl,
That's
get it
that.
together. Get it together. I want to walk you down the aisle one day. How am I ever gonna walk you down the aisle one day? You standing there with fucking armor on and a Teflon suit." And I'm like, word. You're like, you too
Right.
rough, you too tough. You like dudes want girls that's vulnerable and real willing to cry on their shoulder. I'm like, never, not here. Like, you know, but
Right. I
because I
get it.
love and respect him and we had that friendship since childhood, you know, is a big difference in, you know, relationships. And you probably take his word over a guy that's just entered your life and be like, okay, he's just gonna chump me up and tell me whatever he want to say because to benefit
Yeah, yeah,
himself.
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
It's different when it's a male friend and they're like, "Oh, let me tell you about yourself." You're like, "Oh shit, let me get a
Right.
pen out.
And
Let
I
me
was
lift my
asking, he
pad." Like,
said it.
what is
I'm
that
like,
you
so
said about
tell me where I fall. Right. I'm like, tell me where I fall short at. And I was telling him the story. He said, at first he couldn't believe it.
me?
He like, Jazz, that didn't happen. Da, da, da. And I pulled up proof on my phone. And I
Mm-hmm.
went to Facebook post. He was like, wait, so this man and da, 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 da. I said, I'm not perfect. So tell me what's wrong. He said, Jazz, he said, I've been knowing you for years and years.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you back and forth. And he said, I've been through with you with some bullshit niggas. Because he know some of the stuff I've been through. He look like my nigga. He's like, yo, my nigga, let's go outside. Because you pissing me off now. Let's go to the bar. Because
Oh
you pissing me off. You
man.
making me want to drink. So it's stuff like that. So I really I value his opinion. So I'm like, so tell me what it is that I did wrong in this relationship. He said, you did nothing wrong. He said,
Right.
you are too good for that man. He said, when I say too good, I said, no, I'm not too good for nobody. Like, where it come from? He said, you did all this and all that. And what does this man do for you? And da-da-da-da. He break everything down. Once he broke it down to me, it was like, I still feel that way because I don't think nobody's too good for anybody. But then now I see that, hell yeah, that's true. But I don't see it for myself. I didn't see it
Right.
for myself. Like, Jackson's too good for nobody. He was like, you too good for that man. He didn't know what to do for you, do with you. He probably been in toxic relationships. He probably been in relationships. He situationships, like you were saying, situationships. And you came in being Jazz, being the
Mm-hmm.
cancer that you are.
Yeah.
You turned that man inside out and every which way but loose. He don't know what to do for you. He ran.
Mm,
And I was like, oh God. So do I be hard, be
it's
soft?
true.
Like, no, be you. Be you.
Just
Maybe
be
one day
you.
that man will come.
Yep. And that's what I'm hoping.
Maybe
I'm
he'll come
hoping
one
that
day.
I could just be myself and then run into that person that's like, "Oh, I like that. I like to think gangster on her a little bit, just a little bit. Like, you know,
I
just a
don't want
little
to
bit. Don't
right.
let me be
I don't
full
want to change
gangster,
who I
just a
am.
little bit.
Right.
Yeah, don't change who
Right.
I am.
A
That's
person
why I think
can't
we
say,
take therapy so serious.
yeah.
That's
And
why.
it was like, and I was like, damn, I need to hear that. Maybe I need to hear that. And then when a woman, older, well, I think she's about my age, maybe a little older, I'm not even sure. When she says certain things like how I pour into and do so much for people, it's in general, even my friendships. Like I have stories about my friendships. I ran. I'm talking about literally ran for my friends. And my daughter said something to me one day, and she said, "Mom, I think she noticed that I was a little bit stressed out about something, or I was a
Hmm.
little bit." She noticed it, and I thought I was hiding it good, but kids can pick up on stuff too. And she
Yes,
was
they
like,
do.
she kind of read me a little bit. She was like, we are friends. I said, what you mean, my friend? She said, and she started naming the things that I did for people. I said, I don't do that. I don't take into account everything I did for a person because I did it out of love. I did it and I forget about what I do for people. My daughter constantly reminded me. She said, Mommy, you remember that time you did this and you did that? And it was stuff that I totally forgot about. And she said, I said that to say this. Where they at right now?
Okay. Yeah. Yep.
And my best friend, for that very reason, I cut off both of them. When
Yep.
she said that, I said, my kids start recognizing it's over. It's over and it's done. It's over and it's done. My daughter can hear somebody's voice. My daughter heard lady voice on the phone. I was on the phone one day. And she was in the background. She liked it. She was like, I said, get out. She's like, who that your daughter? I'm like, yeah. She was like, and she started talking about something. My daughter would go from her room to the kitchen, go to her room. And she's like, and she stopped and she looked. And I'm like, and something happened. And she was like, Mommy, that's why I was looking like that. She said, I heard her voice and I knew something was wrong with her.
Oh
She
wow. She
said,
heard her voice. Oh
oh
shit.
no, yeah. Because she said she would hear what was being said. And remember I told you about when old boy had called my phone
Yes.
and she was like, he would hang up. She was in the background yelling. She said he would somehow, why you always attract these weird people who would look for you to like, and I was like, wait. And I had to put myself out of the situation. I was like, nope, conversation is over. I said, conversation is over. I said, you have a good day. Whatever you feel like, how you feeling, da, 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 da. You have a good day. I
Yeah.
hung up. My
Yeah.
child picked up on that shit. And then she was like, where these people at when you need them? I said, they're my
Yeah,
friends.
yeah,
They got their own life. She was like, no, you go through this, you go through that. Da, 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 da. I didn't know she noticed that I was going through anything. And when she noticed it, she picked up on it. She was like, where your friends at? And for that very reason, I cut both my best friends off. Matter of fact, no. I had about 4 best friends. I'm saying I was very, very close with best friends. When I cut them all off, you weren't not gonna play with me. I was done.
yeah. I understand that because I did the same thing to a best friend. I'm like, you know what? You got one time and one time only, and you got to just like walk away. Nobody walk away from relationships. Do
Right.
you guys know what a healthy
Yeah.
relationship look like? Kara, I'm gonna start with you. Do you know what a healthy relationship look like?
Oh, wow. A healthy relationship. Oof. I really don't.
Mm,
I'm gonna tell you the truth. I really don't. I haven't I haven't been in a healthy relationship. Although I
right.
thought I was in one or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. But at the end, I look back, it was like, ooh, damn. All of
Right.
that was going on in the front of in front of the kids, around the kids, and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been in a healthy relationship because everybody want to be so toxic. And you know what? I kind of was blaming myself because I'm like, everybody ain't gonna be acting like this, who I'm with or whatever. So like, is it me? I'm the same way like Jazz. Like, is it me
Right.
or
Check yourself
whatever?
out.
But it also comes with the these men wanting you to bow down to them or whatever, and they don't want a female that's gonna speak back and speak her mind or whatever. Which is, I'm not speaking back in a bad way or whatever, but I'm giving you my opinion on how I'm feeling also because I have rights also, and I'm not gonna let you just run over me. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
You know, I was gonna say that because, and Jazz, I know from hearing your conversations and stories, do you know what a healthy relationship look like? The eye roll.
I wouldn't know. Right. I wouldn't know if it was healthy, if it was,
Right.
if it was vegan, if it was vegetarian, if it was, I don't know what. It's just, it was. I'm gonna tell you, this damn circus. I don't know. I could take certain parts of relationships and be like, okay, if I could take this part of that relationship, that part from that relationship, and put it to one, that would be my healthy
Right.
relationship. As far as that, like, I had one relationship where we were super young though, so certain stuff I don't even blame this man for no more. Like, I don't blame him because we was young. Like, we was
What are y'all
kids, basically.
doing? Yeah.
Like, what was
Right.
we doing?
Yeah.
My
So if I could take certain, like I said, certain parts of certain relationships, I could put together. But I do have positive parts from the relationships, like, oh, he cooked for
right.
me, he loved me, da 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 da.
Mhm.
Oh, this one listened to me, this one cared about my emotions and my feelings, and da 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 da. Like different parts, but all together one. I thought I had one. I thought I had. I'm gonna say, I thought I had one. And when I tell you, I ain't had the words for it. I don't have the words for it. It was like,
Y'all have a word for it?
you play with me, you play with me like this. You play with me like this. You brought me all these years, all this way to drop me off. Like, no. Even the other one before that was like, you brought me this. I told you about how the man how I thought he was gonna my sister-in-law was like, I thought he was gonna propose to you, blah blah
Oh
blah.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
and then turn around, it was a whole intervention because he was calling around to my
Intervention.
brothers, my father, and everything. Like, I'm like, my sister-in-law was like, girl, I'm telling you, that's what it is. I'm like, you think so? It has been a lot of years now. I mean, a few years now. Maybe that's what it is, da da da. And it was an intervention. It was like, am I a drug addict?
Yeah,
What? All right.
yeah.
What? Well, am I on drugs? Do I have some type of disorder? And it was like, no. So it was like this man played in my face all these years, only to go skip off to the sunset with the next female.
Yeah,
And it was
yeah.
like, and then then the relationship that he's in is just toxic. He called me with the BS. I eat it up. I eat it up.
Eat it
I'm
up.
like,
It's
that's
like gobble
crazy.
Right.
gobble.
Wow.
Right.
She called the cops. Cops hit you. Oh, you can't see your baby that you had on me with her? Oh, that's crazy. Gotta go. So I don't know what
Yeah.
right.
Had you had
I
stayed
don't
over
know.
here
He
and
had
we had a baby, you'd be seeing your baby and we wouldn't be calling the cops. But
and
whatever.
he said no, he said that to me. He said that to me. He said,
Right.
Jack, and we was riding in the car. He was like, yo, I don't, he was like, yo, you said I can sit and talk to you about this and this and that. Da, da, da. If I even mention another girl just like in passing, she'd snap on me, then she'd call my PO and say I was this and say I was that, and I get locked back up. I was like, what? And he's like,
Yeah.
yo, I was locked up. I ain't seen my baby for a long time. She told me I saw baby one time. I was in there for mad years, I said my baby one time, and I was like, that's crazy. He was like, Jack, you would never do that to me. I was like,
That's
I
crazy.
wouldn't have. I wouldn't have. It's crazy though, what you picked. You picked it though. Like y'all
Yeah,
tell
but you
us, you
know, that's
picked
what
her.
I was gonna say. I was gonna say that's how I know we as a people, Black people, do not know healthy relationships because we look at the wrong, we pick the wrong
Oh
mate every
no.
time. We always know,
Right.
never see it coming. We always
Right.
like when I read this story, I gotta tell you, I picked this story apart because I was like, what he do? Like, I was immediately looking for the negativity.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, okay, y'all in therapy. Immediately, I perceived that as negative. I was like, oh, what y'all going to therapy for? And then when she said
Right.
nothing good, that was
Right.
like when it was leading to a good and a positive and how they grew and how they, go through financial battles, but they never go, fight. They fight, but they know they're not perfect. I'm like, okay, so y'all good together? What is this? This is why am I reading this
Like, what are we
story?
talking
I
about
want to see
then? Like,
something
okay.
negative. I was looking for
Right.
the dirt. I was like, why he take you to therapy though? Like, why he had to take it instead of her suggesting it? Like immediately, I
Right.
was like, I'm
Right.
looking for the dirt. That's how I know I don't know positive relationship because immediately I'm jumping on a dude and a girl side. I'm like, it's got to be her fault. Wait, it got to be his fault. And then no, I'm like, why?
Uh-huh.
When they both talking about mutual love and respect for each other. And I'm like, what does that look like? I don't know what that means. You hear me? I don't know what that look like and what that mean. I ain't seen it in
Right.
my growing up. Either my mother wore the pants during a certain time or my dad wore the pants during a certain time, but it never was at the same time, and they all weren't always in agreement with it. And then the way my father moved wasn't the same way my mother moved. But I respected my dad's freedom more than my mom's freedom. So I'm like, I go with his side. Like,
Yeah.
immediately, like
Right.
that's
Right.
something with your upbringing, in addition to like that positive relationship thing, you're like, oh no, somebody gonna be the sucker. Why somebody gotta be the sucker? Why? Somebody gotta be the one that looks stupid at the end to me. And I'm like,
And
why
it's
it gotta
Right.
always
be
me.
like that?
It's always me. My God. It's like,
Yeah.
what
You
the
know, it's always
and
me.
Yeah.
I gotta
it's
tell you,
weird.
we
Like
got
y'all
a
hear some of the stories
podcast.
I tell? Y'all hear some
Yeah.
stories I tell? I was like, what the so that's why um when I talked to the female, the lady, and she was like, and what that leaving you? Depleted with nothing. So I'm like, how do I never really got into how do I approach this? Like, do I be harder? Do I be softer? I'm gonna sit back and let God handle it. I prayed about it
Yeah.
before, and let me say something. God revealed it, and it was like, whoa, 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 Lord. I ain't say all that now. I ain't tell you to tell me he like men. I ain't tell, but I was happy he did. But it was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
what? But again, it left me depleted with nothing. So how do I go about this a different way? Do I not be vulnerable how I am? Do I not be open? Do I not be loving? Do I not be, I mean, what do I do with this? So I'm
You
like,
gotta be
well,
like a
damn, I'm gonna
mixed
try to
bag.
hard work this time. I
You
don't want
really
this.
gotta be a mixed bag. You gotta be a mixed
Right.
bag all the way.
Yeah.
Right.
I'd say take a little
But you not
hardness
know,
and the softness and mix it together and then come out like how they
Mm-hmm.
mix popcorn and it's sometimes sugar and it's sweet. You gotta do that. You
yeah,
Uh-huh.
gotta
yeah.
do a
Kettle corn,
mix
yeah.
of sugar and a mix of salt because you like, you know what? They get the
Take
best
you
of you when
nowhere.
I feel, and that's what I felt like I saw when I was like growing up. I saw that my dad was getting the best of my mom.
Mhm.
Like she would be like in the
Right.
house cooking and cleaning and putting the kids together and getting us dressed and bringing us to school and getting us home. And he's just out with a beer. What? I want that
Right.
side. I want to be out with the beer. I want to be out in the
Right.
garage
Right.
minding my business while the woman in the house cooking and cleaning and struggling. Like I felt that was like that's the side. I should have been a dude. I should have been a man. I should have been born a man
Right.
because I
Like,
feel
damn.
like some
Right.
components of it, and I think too, like it also led me to believe that you know what men get to make the decisions at the end of the day. Because my dad would
Right.
be like, "No, we not doing that," and then we all be sitting still in the house, and I'll be like, "Oh, he put it into that."
Right.
Whatever was like, we could have been planning, making plans to go to the park, the amusement park, or the beach, or whatever. And my father would come in and be like, "When y'all want to do that? Saturday?" No, that's not a good day for me. But he would leave out the house that Saturday, go to work, and then
Mm.
go here and be out with his friends. And I'd be like, and we all sit in the house, like, I guess we go in there, watch this TV, and just deal with the elements of this house, because that's all we got. Because
Right.
my dad, he was the decision maker too. So I'm like, he take a lot of rain. He pushing the buttons around here, paying the bills, and he the inside. And at the end of the day, he's the decision maker at the end of the day. So I gotta choose to
Right.
respect him. But I respected my father, and it's so crazy. It's a big difference, and maybe why I'm still in therapy. Maybe that's why I'm still in
Right.
therapy. Like, because I would
Right.
see that, and I'm like, you know what? I admired his leadership, but I also admire his decision making, his decisiveness. And I was like, you know what? He told my mother no, no is gonna be the answer then. And my mother wouldn't deviate from that plan or his statement because I'm like, oh, she's gonna do what she wants. We were expected to be the same way. And when we were defiant, He wants to know where you get that from, because you're not gonna come up in this house and be defiant towards me and what I put in place. And I'm like, oh, yes, I might be. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so
Right,
that's a little
right.
bit of that stubbornness and my hardness that I gotta, say that I adapted. Because even when when I was in a serious relationship, my father came to that person came to my father and was like, oh, your daughter did blah blah blah, this and that. And he's like, oh, who are you talking about? That girl that's in the room? Welcome, because that's how she always been. Like, that ain't nothing new to hear me say. You tell me something
Mm-hmm.
bad about her. You never gonna get that. And he would tell me that in a heartbeat. I would be like, I'd be kind of embarrassed because sometimes, being a Newark dude that my dad is, he's a little hard with his
Right.
delivery. So he'd be like, tell her ass to come in here and tell her to tell me no, or she ain't gonna do blah blah blah. It's how you deliver it. And I'm like, Dad, don't tell that man
Mm,
that. Because I'll be in a, court filing for divorce in 2.5 seconds. Don't tell that man how to approach me. Because I
mm,
might, I'm not gonna have the same respect for him that I got for you, Dad. There's a difference. You
Right.
got 40 years of earning this respect and love and trust. There's a difference for this dude that's, here for 5 years, and I might be looking at him sideways like he could exit the building stage left any given time, okay? Because I
Mm-hmm.
won't blink of an
right.
eye, like, dismiss him. So my dad would tell me that. He'd be like, oh, who you with this week? And I'd be like, damn, Dad, why it's gotta be this week? He'd be like, because I know can't nobody stand
Damn.
around long. Can't nobody stomach that too long. You being harsh and cruel to them and blah blah blah. And I'm like, damn, Dad. Damn, why you gotta be so? Why you gotta be? That's my tell. Like, Dad, why you gotta tell? Don't tell everybody
Right.
that. Like, but that's how he is. He just call it like he see it. Boom. And me and my sister, we always be like, I'm gonna introduce Dad to so and so. And she be like, you sure you want to do that? Because she know my father ain't gonna hold no punches. He gonna be like, this one you got is spicy. She gonna tell you this, she gonna tell you that, she gonna tell you about
Right.
yourself. Be careful, come with correctness. Be on your P's and Q's. Because if you not, she gonna sit you back and size you up like, and it's the day I'm gonna disrespect him. And he right every time, because he'll call me a month
Right.
afterwards.
Oh my God.
That guy still around? Yeah, I told you he wasn't gonna last. And I'll be like, damn, Dad. He be like, I'm telling you the truth. Like, I'm gonna tell you, because as soon as I met him, I knew he was soft as baby shit. He couldn't take you. And I'd be like, damn, he was right.
Mm.
Damn, Dad. But that's how I know
See,
I don't
like,
know healthy relationships. I know I don't know healthy relationships for that reason.
I was talking to my sister, right? I think it was the other day, and we was
Mhm.
talking about a few of our other family members and the guys they date or whatever, and it's like they treat them like shit in the shoe. They treat them like shit, and they love it. And I'm like, how you this man act like that? Like, you call him every name in the book, you treat him like da 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 da, and he's just loving all over you. And I'm like, do they like this type of stuff? I said, but you're toxic. Like, I can't say you my own family. I can't say to be around you sometimes, like, 'cause the way you treat him. And it's like, girl, please, they love it. And my sister was like, and I watched her do something to somebody. He was like, and he's still here. And I had to ask the guy, I was like, and that's what you love? He like, I don't know why I love that girl. I love her though. Like, damn. But I'm
They
like,
love
so
toxic.
it was this
They
guy,
love toxic.
right? It's one guy, right? I can't say I'm gonna say situationship. Maybe that's where it was situationship was at. This was a few years
There
ago,
you
whatever.
go.
And and we did what we did. And it was like he wasn't. I noticed that he thought he looked some type of way, or he had a type of body, that he was gonna play with me. I'm like, this is real. This. I'm like, I can recognize you a mile away now because I've been through this before. You're not gonna play in my face. So
Yeah.
I would call him and text him. We would communicate, and then some days I won't hear from him at all. And then I'll hear from here and there. So I would ask him like, "You okay?" And he gave me this spill about his mother being sick, and I would give him advice about this, about that, and And I see him every once in a while. Cool. So I noticed the game he was playing. I was like, okay, let me try it this way. Let me try the hard way. And when I tell you I can't say at the end of it, I caught myself, what you want?
Mm.
I'm checking up on you, okay? I'm good. What's up? You good? You want to have sex? And
Oh,
he's like, not
wow.
just call to you okay. Like I would really be fading him hard. Until this day, it's been years, he still called me and still text me. And I'm like, well, he still texts me because I don't want you to call me because I put you in your place a long time. I said, if you want sex, call me. And I was like,
Mm.
furthermore, like, and to me, like, you was hooping and hollering about the sex. I'm like, for me, it was like, you could do better in
Yeah,
this
yeah.
department. Da, da, da. So I started tearing him a new one. It was like he ate that shit up. And to
Yeah.
this day, he still call. And I promise you, I can put my text messages on here between me and him. And I tried to be nice to him. As soon as I be nice to him, he put. I had to pull that shit back. I was like, nah.
I take
We
back.
gonna take it right back to what we said. And I know I had to like really. It had to be the experiment for me, unfortunately. And now you're a victim because
Yeah.
I don't want to even do with you.
Yeah.
I'm like, because I was like, why we gotta have sex here? Why can't I go to your house? I'm like, this man might be married. And he knew I was very, very, very. When I tell you I'm so much against that, he know that he could not tell me he was married. So he was like, no, I was married at one time. Like, da. I'm like, let me pull myself back because maybe you are. If I find out you are,
Yeah.
this may go a little bad.
Yeah.
And then he started, like I said, I started treating him some type of way, and he deserved it. He absolutely did, because I don't treat people who don't, don't deserve to be treated in no type of way. I don't do that to people. But
Yep.
when I noticed that he started, he started acting the way, I started acting the way as well. He was like, he was eating it up. And the text message to me dissing the shit out of him. It was like, how you doing? I'm good. You want to have sex? Wow, what's up? You good? Like, because you don't come from nothing else. You coming from nothing else. Like, you ain't got to romance me, no nothing. I got my own money, I got my own this. I don't need you for nothing. What's up? He
Right.
like, damn, I ain't call you. I'm trying to say, make sure you're okay. Like, and furthermore, I don't want no empty dead ass sex. I'm good. I got my
Yeah,
toy. I'm
yeah.
good. Like, I will
You're
really
like,
hurt his
damn, I could
feelings.
have had a V8.
Right.
That's what it remind me of,
Like,
that commercial where they're like, damn, I could have had a V8. I like
right.
that.
And it's like, I noticed when I treat him a certain way, how he deserved to be treated, because I try to treat him nice and be nice to him. That shit ain't work. And I treat you like shit in the stew. And now something you want to call, text, how you and the kids doing? Y'all all right? We good. We're great, actually.
We great. We great over here.
Like, so now it's like, and I don't even text.
The
I
men
don't
like
have nothing to do with this man,
tough
no way, shape, or form. And every few months he'll call, check on me. You all right? You good? Are you okay? You okay over there, sir? I'm great over here. How are you and your kid? Yeah,
Tell
she
that
in
nigga
college.
stop
That's
taking
great.
jogs over here. Tell that nigga stop
for
taking
real.
light jogs towards you. I hate that shit. I'm like,
Like,
look, let's kill
Sorry,
this right now. I'm so blunt. I would have been like, let me shoot you in the head right now. He would have been like,
for
what?
real.
I'm like, don't call me no more because you're gonna be blocked, okay, boo boo?
oh
Like
no,
that's where we
you in
going to the
Texas is
block
like,
list. And I barely block people, but he
right.
definitely would have.
I don't block him. I never blocked this man. I don't ever plan on blocking him. I think I did once. I ain't sure if I did. But I went, I'm not gonna call you. I'm not gonna text you. I said, look, I know what you was in this for. I know you was in it for sex. And unfortunately, I went into thinking something else because you pulled the wool over my eyes, had me think you were interested and you weren't. And it's cool though. You got that off. But
Yeah.
I peep what you're doing and it's cool. I will treat you accordingly. And I said it so
Yeah.
many words. I basically said that way. And it was like, damn, Jazz, why you doing that to me? I'm like, no, because you was doing that to me and I didn't like it. Now you see how it feel.
Yep.
So then
Absolutely.
one time we did something, it was like, all right, so let me get my panties back on and my shit back on. All right, I'll holler. And this nigga was like, wait, what? Where
Yeah.
you going? But I'm leaving. What? We're not gonna. No, I want to talk to you. I know shit. All the shit you put on this facade. You got what you wanted already, my nigga. We could be
Yeah.
He
done and over
wanted to
with. You ain't
cuddle.
got to
He
love
wanted to
on me,
cuddle.
huh?
He wanted to
Right. I don't
cuddle.
want to cuddle with
He
you.
wasn't expecting that.
Nothing. Beat your feet. How you used to say back then, beat your feet, nigga, skate in the wind. I don't care.
Yeah.
When I
Facts.
did that, I got results. The nigga calling me, he texting me, like, nah, because you had me feel like I was a burden. Like,
Right.
nah, play with your mama. Don't play with me. So,
You know what? And that you see that a lot. Like when guys don't like that to be feel like they used, and it's reversed. But if they do it to you, it's okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
But like
I
it's
never,
crazy to me that that's how they are. They like so quick to be like, oh damn, she did me dirty. She got what she wanted and left. I'm beating you to the punch, okay? I'm make you feel
let's
like
do that
a
right now.
bitch too.
Yeah. You gotta.
Yeah.
So what you about to do?
Yeah.
Right. It was like,
What you about to do?
yeah, one time it was in his car. It's like, all right, you got a wipe? I'm gonna go take a shower, but I want to wipe myself off. All right. So call me, okay? Text me. Whatever's on your heart, whatever. And I was like, if you
Right.
don't, that's cool too. This man was like, what? Like, you good, Jazz? I'm good. You good? You got
Yeah.
your clothes off? I really didn't necessarily, but I enjoyed the ride though. All right, thanks, bye. And this man will still call and text. Well, he still texts me, and it's like,
That's crazy.
and I go right to it again.
Yeah.
Many kids are good. I'm in good health. Are you okay? That's great too. Okay, I holler. It's damn Jazz. It's gonna stay damn Jazz because you didn't understand in the beginning. I tried to be nice to you. You put on this facade like you wanted something with me. I came out. I asked you specifically, what are you looking for? He was like, whatever turn it into. I'm interested in you. I've been like you for years. Da, 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 da. And then you play with me like that. I'm playing with you like
Yeah.
this. And that nigga was like, what happened to Jazz? You happened to Jazz. That's what happened.
So I do want to jump back to the story because that's our toxic love relationship stories. I think the sister doing better than us for the most part. So I want to go one last round. Any advice for the sister, Kira?
Continue what you're doing. Therapy, if it's helping and if it's working out, do it. I pray for y'all. Like I said, they young. I pray it work out for y'all. And if it don't work out for them, I don't want to speak bad on them. Remain friends. Remain
Yeah,
friends.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I
Good
agree.
friends.
Jazz, final thoughts, Jazz.
Yeah, like I said, I love it for them. I hope that they keep God in their marriage. I'm gonna say that. Keep God in their marriage, keep your friends out of it. And don't think because your friends are single, they can't give you advice too. Because some people that are single come from a place of love too. Like, I've been
Right.
through some stuff. I can tell my friend, like, look, don't run from that man. It's your husband. Da, 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 da. So sometimes, every all advice not bad advice, and all advice ain't even warranted or solicited or whatever. So
Yeah.
I'm happy for them. I wish them the best of luck. And because of this crazy world, like I posted one day on Facebook, the dating pool got married people in it. So
Yep,
that's the thing.
absolutely. That's true. There's truth there. There's truth there. Hello. Hello. Very true. It's so crazy. I think they're
Mm-hmm.
doing fine by themselves. I don't think they need any advice. I think that, the young sister and brother figured it out. They basically know what they want. They going towards it. Seek therapy. That's what I recommend to anybody, even yourself. Individual therapy is great as well as couple therapy. Good luck to y'all because y'all doing better than I am. And hello, at my age, I should be
Right.
in this story instead of y'all, but I know there's a toxicity behind me. Hello. These
Yes, you
generational
know.
curses is real out here in these streets. I gotta tell you. I want to say that that's pretty much my advice. Continue to do what you guys are doing because you're doing phenomenal so far. Y'all young, so y'all got a little bit of a
Right.
journey to go to. So I wish y'all the best.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a
Absolutely.
rough ride. I hope you're ready.
Right.
I hope that you are true and unique to each individual self and you guys graduate college and your son is continue to be raised up right. I hope you guys are disciplining him because we got some of those situations out here too in these streets. But we wish you the best over here at LoveNThangz. So I mean, as a positive story, I gotta tell you, I did try to look for the negativity in it. I was like, he gotta be cheating. Immediately I went back to the story and kind of delved a little bit into the comments and I'm like, oh, everybody being nice. Let me go into this with some
Right.
positivity, I guess, and say, yeah, love. Gee golly.
It's
That's
real.
so
Right.
it's real, right? I mean, y'all 22 and fear found it. So I mean, good luck to you guys. I don't know if anybody being delusional on their part of the way they telling the story. I would love to hear how he say it. If he says it's so enlightening and loving. He might be like, this bitch get on my nerve. Then I'd be like, oh, that's a little
Right.
bit more real. Like I gotta be, you see the toxicity of it. I'm like,
Right.
okay, now that's real. I could
Right.
vibe with them. I'm like, they now, we twinning. That's a problem. I shouldn't be that way. But what can I do? I'm gonna wrap it up and say thank you so much for joining us at LoveNThangz and our toxic asses. I swear to God, one day we're gonna find love, just not anytime
Right.
soon.
It's
There
gonna
we
be so for
go.
me.
Huh? What'd you say,
It's gonna be so for me, but I'm leaving it to the Lord. It's gonna be so for all of us.
It's gonna be soon for
But
all of
I'm
us. That's right. We'll
leaving in
give it
God's
to the
hands. At this
Lord.
point,
Give it to the Lord.
it's been a shit show. So yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna give it to the Lord. We're gonna leave it to
That's it.
God. That's the only one that's gonna be able to save us. Lord knows. But I'm chilling with Jazz. I'm chilling with Kira, and I'm Ty again. We will see you guys on our next episode and session. And good luck to that brother and sister out there, 22 and already vibing with a 3-year-old son. We wish you the best. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. You want it, gotta work for that bag, go get it one day, you can brag.
Artlist.io.
For that bag, go get it one day, you can brag. I say that I have it, you know that I got it, no need to look all in the bag. Stunting like this cause I work so hard, I'm the best, I only speak facts. In the store, I'm popping them tags, a limit, a ceiling with stack. Clout chasing for the cash grab.